Hey, Chris, you got a minute?
You ever found this happen to you in your business where somebody walks in your door, walks in your office, or you're passing them in the hallway and you're very involved in what's going on and you hear that, "You got a minute?" I want to share with you today in this video how you can handle the "got a minute" questions. And in many cases, it makes you more productive and empowers your team. A lot of times when people ask, "Do you got a minute?" they're looking for you as a leader or a manager to help them either with a situation, make a decision, or possibly help navigate a challenge that they're facing. If you're very focused and you're working on something, I don't want you to be totally distracted by that. So I want to give you a couple of strategies as it relates to that. Before we dive into this, I think it's super important to talk about the ability to be available for your team. And making yourself available for your team is a support that leaders and managers can do and do very well. It elevates the confidence of their team. And I want you to be able to elevate the confidence of your team. And as the confidence of your team goes up, so does their performance. First, let's uncover the reason why sometimes someone may ask, "Do you got a minute?" It may be in regards to an email that they've sent you. We've seen this one before where people inside the organization send you an email and then they come to your desk and say, "Hey, did you get that email?" That might be the "got a minutes." "Hey, I'm working on this special project. You got a minute?" And all of these little things can become distractions into the business. And remember, I want you to take an opportunity to be selfish here. I know that that sounds super crazy. "Chris, become selfish? That doesn't seem like a good leader trait." I want to frame this in a way that is going to make a lot of sense to you. In order for you to be your best, you've got to take care of yourself. You've also got to protect yourself. And one of the most valuable things that you can protect is your time. Allowing people to constantly interrupt you as you're working on projects can leave you feeling at the end of the day as not fulfilled, didn't get anything done, lots of distractions. So minimize those distractions through the, "Hey, got a minute?" If I'm passing in the hallway, "Hey, you got a minute?" I'm in the break room. "Hey, you got a minute?" I'm in the parking lot. "Hey, you got a minute?" All of those can be mitigated just by a few little redirects. And here's what I want you to do. If you work on a time block system, which means if your time is blocked, which I do believe that you should do that, and you're working on something, you may not want to close your door and make yourself so nobody can approach you. But if it's not good timing and they come to your office and say, "Do you got a minute?" here's what I want you to start thinking about how to redirect. Open your calendar and you look at it. If you got a minute, take the minute, but rarely is the minute the minute. I prefer to this method. I look at my calendar and I say, if today's at 12 o'clock and I'm looking saying at 2 o'clock I will have an opening because I blocked myself for a project for the 2 hour block, and that team member says, "You got a minute?" I look at my calendar and say, "Actually, I don't have a minute right now. However, if you'll come back at 2, I'll have 5 to 10 minutes that I can share with you," and leave it at that. What you've also done is, as a manager or leader, you put the ownership back on the team member. And in many cases, they'll take that time to think about the thing that they wanted to talk to you about. They either solve the issue or challenge themselves, they forget about it, or in some cases, they still need to come talk to you, and that's okay. But now it's on your time frame, it's on your agenda based on what's best for you. And so for you to be a more productive manager and leader, you've got to protect your time. So those "got a minute" meetings, passing in the hallway, grab your calendar. "I'm actually in the middle of catching this right now. If you'll come back after lunch." Give them a specific time that they're going to come back and talk to you, and make yourself available at that time. So don't overlook the opportunity to say, "Hey, come back at 2," and then they come back at 2 and you're gone out of the office. What that looks like is your team members are not that important and you have no concern for their time or respect for their time. I hope that you found this video super valuable around how can you handle the "got a minutes?" You can become more productive and a better leader through adopting and adapting to this thought. Hope you find value in this video and additional videos. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, click the like button, smash all of that. We're definitely looking forward to communicating with you next time. Take care.